talking a little bit about the waves, but you were also talking a little bit about Santa. So maybe we better, on the lighter level, maybe we could talk a little bit about Santa, Zora.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, in the northern reaches of your planet, you have what you call a North Polar opening, which goes into hollow Earth. Now, what is termed halfway around of the opening is an area where the Santa Claus, or the what you call the being, resides. Cannot be seen from the air if you were to fly over it. And therefore, it was a mythical location for many people on the earth. And of course, the being of Santa Claus is or you return Father Christmas. In other countries, they are considered Father Christmas. The being exists, and there is a location where this being resides. Now, there has been much speculation as to the reality of this being, and as he is immortal, beings, meaning that he does not perish, and it is a how do I explain this? It is magical, if you will. He is considered to be a magical being, which he is. And he does encircle the globe during a period of time. I will tell you, though, he does not use what you call reindeer. It is a form of what you call how would I put this? He uses transportation, but not in the form that you are, the understanding that you are considering. It is an aero vessel that is extremely fast, and so he, of course, he had been portrayed to use a sleigh and reindeer, things of this nature, which is a wonderful understanding, but not reality. But he is a giving being, loving being, has always been that way, and will always be that way. And has been portrayed as Santa with the sleigh, the reindeer. That is a understanding on the surface of the earth, and that is all well and good, and it gives a magical quality to this being, and he does give gifts to the population of the earth. This is opening up a big can of worms.
Well, I think that's how the show started already, Zora. That's okay. Yes. Thank you.
Indeed it does. But there is a giving, loving being who does give gifts to peoples on the surface of the earth. And he is known to you as Santa Claus. And in fact, what you call the Macy's Day Parade this year had the original Santa as its Santa Claus. So if you saw that, what you call the parade, he did make an appearance there. And,
I do have a question right there, Zora.
Oh, go right ahead.
So, was that real Santa Claus? Did Santa Claus then come in and just kind of took over the body, like you take over Zoraya's body? Is that how that happened? How did that happen?
Well, he appeared in physical form.
He actually was.
And,
that's interesting.
Oh yes, what you were seeing in the parade of the Santa Claus this year was the original, one and only. So it does on occasion do such a thing, and has even appeared in throughout the United States in different locations at different times. He finds it very, very entertaining to do that. But
that's very interesting, Zora.
I know.
If it was the real Santa Claus, then the person who usually, when we get people,
the one who normally plays that being,
right?
The one who normally plays that parade was indisposed.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he was in the hospital. And they were without a Santa. And then suddenly Eddie's being appeared, and dressed in the traditional, what you call attire, and they hired him on the spot. Because they were in a bit of a pickle. I guess that's
very interesting.
Yes, it was. So
thank you, Zora.
That is what occurred there. The original person who normally portrayed that role was not available. So there had to be a concession, and the concession was Father Christmas himself appeared.
Thank you for that, Zora.
Indeed.
All right, so there is a real Santa, and thank you for giving us that little bit of a history. And so now perhaps maybe, let's see. Oh, I guess, you had earlier talked about the energies of the solstice. But as we're talking about the celebrations for these beautiful holidays and people uniting together and being with each other, from above, from where you are and where Prime Creator and Source are and all of our ascended beings, what are they seeing on the globe? What are they seeing as far as what's happening? How do you see the world right now from above?
Well, we see what you call the planet Earth, or Terra Christa. Before we had observed it, there was much what you call plainness, if you will. But now we are seeing areas of light all over, coming together, merging together. And it is a wondrous thing to see. And the light, of course, is the awakening of the planet, of the beings on the planet. As you know, the Earth herself Terra Christa, has already, what you call, ascended to fifth dimension. And the people upon her are the ones that are catching up to her. But the Earth itself has already ascended into fifth dimension. And you as the population are simply in the process of, getting up to speed, if you will. And many of you are doing so. And this is what we are seeing. More and more, there's more light appearing on the planet. Of course, if you were to see it from space, it would be quite perplexing because they can, even from the people in space and orbit, are seeing the same thing that we are seeing. And it is quite perplexing to them as to the understanding as to why. But it is, the planet is getting more brilliant as far as the light source that is coming onto the Earth. And more, every day, it gets brighter and brighter. And in different portions of the world. And in other areas are still have the plain surface. But in many areas now, it's becoming more and more lit up, if you will. And it is wondrous to see it.
So where does the light need to be? Where else does it need to expand to, where you say it's plain right now?
Many parts of the United States.
Oh.
Many parts of the United States. But there's also many parts of the United States that are fully lit up, if you will. There are places on the West Coast that are fully lit up. There are places on the East Coast that are fully lit up. In the Midwest also, the South, Southeast. There's areas that are not, privy to the information received yet. They've not they've not received the message that is being given of the reality of how things are. And but that is that is very swiftly changing.
Yeah. What about the rest of the world? We're always talking, Zora, excuse me. We're talking about the United States again. Take a look and see
I'm
Mexico
looking about the entire world. Mexico,
yeah, well, you just mentioned the United
areas
States.
there.
Okay.
I haven't gotten, but I'm spreading out from there.
Okay.
Areas of Mexico are lighting up. Areas of South America are lighting up, especially in the Brazil area, and also in the lower parts of the Chile. In that area is lighting up. There's areas in what you call the Ukraine is lighting up. In what you call Russia, many areas there are in becoming lit up. In China as well. So it's lighting everywhere and getting more and more light, more and more awakening, if you will. And this call that we are doing is being what you call trended all over. And it's going out globally. And as it does, more and more brilliance appears on the planet. And so I'm seeing spots here and there